So I got the preferred beef in Booker, Texas yesterday at about noon. Well, yeah, about noon. That was my appointment time. My load wasn't ready, and I was informed that it wouldn't be ready until about 6:15 yesterday evening. So I sat there till 6:15. It was about six, between 6 and 6:30. So they were about right. I'd be in Chicago Monday morning, 5 a.m. That's tomorrow. I made it here to just west of Hannibal, Missouri. And yeah, I don't think people realize the crap we have to go through to get food to their table. Luckily I have HOS exempt right now because of the coronavirus. So I was able to leave early. Oh, I mean, I was able to keep driving. I was able to go in personal conveyance. I mean, keep driving. So, because, my 14-hour clock was ticking. So, yeah, that kind of stuff with with these electronic logs, man, it's really making life difficult. I pulled a reefer most of my life, and then I got away from it for a little while, went doing a little oil field work and did some other things, and I came back to it, and I'm gonna tell you, man, I just don't know. I mean, it's ridiculous that to sit there and watch your driving time dwindle away while you're sitting still doing nothing, and you only have what 3 hours between your driving time and your 14-hour clock, and there's just no. It's stupid. They've got to stop that damn 14-hour clock, man, because that's just ridiculous. There's no reason for me to be losing time while I'm sitting still. And I know they're about to change hours of service again, and the 14-hour clock thing is a little confusing. I think if you stay in a sleeper berth 2 hours or something, it's supposed to stop. I guess for that 2 hours, I'm not sure, 3 hours, I think. I'm not sure. I'll have to do a little more research on it. But yeah, it's the paper log day. This was fun for any of you new guys, man. The days of paper logs was fun out here because you could do it pretty much whatever you wanted to as long as it looked legal. And the cops knew it, and they would tell you, it's well, it looks legal, whatever. They didn't care as long as it looked legal. When you know, got pulled in a weigh station or they pulled you over, and they would tell you, hey, I don't care, driver, as long as your logbook looks legal when I look at it. And I mean, we would load produce out in California. You make a whole bunch of pickups. Start up in Watsonville, work your way all the way down to Yuma, Arizona, and then you had to be in Dallas the next day. You know, and so you're running nonstop. And yeah, it was very tiring, but it was fun. But I didn't feel the fatigue I feel now because unless I was running hard like that, on my way back, I could stop and take a nap in the middle of the day if I wanted to. You can't do that now because your 14-hour clock keeps moving. So you got to drive 11 hours straight. So I don't see how they consider that to be safer. I don't. Only somebody who doesn't drive a truck would tell you that's safe, right? Because it's not. But that's what they try to claim. So I don't know. I don't know. We can. I mean, I just don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to stay doing this with the way things are because I've been driving a truck for almost 30 years. But things like this just make you just want to just give it up. It's just you don't have the flexibility anymore. It used to be about freedom out here. It's not about freedom anymore. You have no freedom. I mean, the government overregulates us to death, and it doesn't make things better. It makes things worse. But you can't tell the government that because the government always thinks they know better than everyone else, and they don't. And you get these bureaucrats, or you get these people like Citizens for Reliable and Safe Highways, who are funded by the railroad, by the way. who push for these more and more and more and more and more regulations, and it's nonstop because they are funded by the railroad, and the railroads, want to. They like to hurt the trucking business as much as possible. Of course, what the railroad doesn't seem to understand is they need us. We don't need them. The railroads have trucks. They have DOT numbers. They have trucks. But you have trucking companies out there that do not own railroads. So they need us. We don't need them. I'm not saying to get rid of the railroads because, yeah, there would be so much freight on the road. I mean, you wouldn't be able to move. And I get that. So I'm not advocating getting rid of railroads. Believe me. We all need each other because there are not, there's not railroad tracks behind every store, not behind every distribution center, and behind every mom and pop grocery store, and like this meat place I'm going to in Chicago. You back in right off the street. There's no railroad tracks, running through there that's going to deliver for them. It's got to come in by truck. So, yeah, but the overregulation of this business is getting to the point to where you're going to either have to have autonomous trucks because no one's going to want to do this job anymore. And look, I've made good money in this job. I make close to 6 figures a year in this job, and great insurance. It just depends on who you go to work for. There's some guys out here that aren't making much, and I know that. But then there's some guys out here that are making good. It's you can make good money in this. But don't let anybody tell you that you can't, because you can. It depends on who you work for, what you're willing to do. If you're one of these guys that says no to everything, yeah, you're not going to make any money. But if you're willing to work, you can make money. But, yeah, it's just not. Anyway, it's just, I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to get off here and I guess head up towards Chicago. I got a shower in and everything, and yeah, that's about it.